Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna make dinner real quick. Yes, my sweet fluffy boy. Who's my sweet fluffy boy? Alright. Give me a minute. I'm just checking something here. I'm just gotta check my Discord, making sure my what do you call it? My status thing's up. Excuse me. Okay, it is up. So, yesterday, gotta say, yesterday was pretty rough at work. And I'm not afraid to address this, but do not take for a second that, you know, like, ooh, I want to do more, more of this rather than be at work. But to make a long story short, while I was at work yesterday, when I went to the stand, I worked at the baseball stadium. I found out that my name was not on the roster at the stand that I am, designated to work at. So I had to work at a different stand for reasons I have no fucking idea. Because now I don't know if it's a mix-up or whatever, but I've never. This is what I must stress. I've never heard of a fucking mix-up like this. And to not be provided with a reason why this is not the case, it makes me consider or no, it's because of this apparent mix-up or something else fucking going on. I'm kind of thinking that after this season, I might not be working there again. So I'll carry through with the rest of the season at the baseball stadium. After that last game, whether they make the playoffs or not, I might just have to work elsewhere because honestly, I'm not going to put up with mismanagement bullshit any further. In all honesty, perhaps I could have remained a stand lead if I was fucking trained. But before the homestand where I started becoming a stand lead. So I wasn't getting any fucking proper training. That was pretty much strike one then and there for me. But the lack of an explanation for why I couldn't work at my stand and had to work elsewhere in the stadium, that's bullshit. And I find it incredibly so pet peeve. A pet peeve I generally have is lack of communication in general. And this is not like this is not like I expect communication regularly, but in the sense of communication at work, the lack of does piss me off. The fact that I couldn't reach the fact that my higher ups didn't have a fucking answer for why I wasn't able to work at my stand like I usually do and all this other shit. That really got on my nerves yesterday. So, because I mean, needless to say, I kind of nearly had a fucking anxiety attack or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, because my anxiety was shooting up at the moment where I was like wondering what the fuck am I supposed to do. So, yeah. Honestly, I think management at the baseball stadium this season has not been as good as last season. So, we'll see if I'm working there next season or not. If I'm still working at a different stand than the one I'm designated at through the rest of the season, I might just say, fuck you guys. Hope you guys can manage shit better next season onwards because count me out. But I'm not gonna quit now because I mean, look, pays good, but personally, I don't think it's worth the fucking risk of having to deal with management bullshit. And I find this interesting considering that I had higher ups tell me that they want to keep me working at the stadium, and yet shit like this makes me not want to work there after the season. It's funny, like I have a like I suppose I may have better judgment than what they think is ideal with management, but You know, maybe another reason I'm kind of contemplating not working there next season is because, man, I am just getting tired and tired. Like, my sleep schedule's been kind of screwy a few times because of me working there, so we'll see. If I can't find any work closer that pays just as good or pays fine, then I'll work there next year. But no, excuse me. If I find a job closer to home that pays fine, you know, then I won't bother working at the stadium this next season. But if not, then I'll stick with it. We'll see. I look, I got until March or April next season to make that decision. But oh, and another strike to point out. Like, I originally opted out of working at concert events, and for some fucking reason, they had my name on the fucking concert events. So it was as if the concert events form meant nothing. Like, this season, I just felt like they really need to get their shit together. And yeah, I know I'm talking about work stuff and whatnot, but it's like, maybe, I like to think that sometimes cases like this would help inform people. Like, if shit like this happens when, at your job, I mean, I'm just, I need to get my dinner because my microwave keeps beeping. What? Don't want to move. All right. And I wasn't feeling good earlier today, so I called out. But you know what? I'm shit. So it's nice the Mariners won, which actually reminds me. Major League Baseball standings.
The Yankees are leading the AL East.
Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, 3.5 games behind, and yeah, okay. Did the Houston Astros lose? Yes, they. Wow, against the Athletics. Okay, good. We needed them to lose. Did the Twins lose? The Twins did not play today. Huh. Where are they? Okay, there's the Twins. Fuck. Twins won today. Yeah, it's the Twins and the... Yeah, it's the Twins and the Astros that are the teams that the Mariners got to watch out for. So 3.5 games behind, and they got 15 games left. They need, like, this is the... I swear, this tends to always be our fucking problem as a baseball team. We either suck at the last third or we struggle. We don't usually... This is like the pattern with the Mariners. They do fine to start out. Then they kind of just stumble midway. Hey, shush. I mean, shit, when the Mariners finally made the playoffs after years of not making it to the playoffs, they still had to win a game or two. I was actually working security for that game, too. When they made the playoffs. We're just having burritos. These are cooked. I'm not really that hungry. Alright, I'm just a little hungry. I wasn't too hungry, so... I will get started once I'm done eating. Which, damn it, I just realized I don't have my controller. Fuck. I don't have my controller cord. Always tends to happen. So yeah, next, I'm not saying, okay, for this session, I'm not going straight to Inazuma because I got like other shit I need to do before then. I'll be right back. I gotta get my controller cord. Might as well get my water bottle while I'm at it because... Where's my webcam? There you go. if you heard a little cat noise, that was actually me. Because my cat does make those little noises. He's got a way of speaking, I guess. Now Tucker, my previous cat, how he talks is, meow. I miss that cat. Yes. Yes, my sweet fluffy boy. All right. Okay. What's this? Let me put my headphones on. Okay.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement.
Oh God, here we go. Ningguang, the character that has flat voice acting in the English version. Come on.
Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project.
Rebuild the Jade. Rebuild the Jade Chamber. Oh God. Rebuild the Jade Chamber. Man, it's just the way that was phrased. Is rebuild the Jade Chamber. Goodness. Dude, if I was reading that, if I was having a voice act for like a minor character or some shit like that, and let's say I had to come up with a like that, or I had to say a line like that, that would have been like a few flubs here and there. That's a huge project. Like, but the way he said that's a huge project, like that just seemed a little oddly delivered. Look, the game's voice acting's kind of hit and miss in some areas.
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
Yep.
The Jade Chamber means
I can relate to that.
getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today.
Her voice delivery kind of reminds me a little bit of Kafka's in Honkai Star Rail, a game I'm honestly not really too into.
The building site has been chosen,
And I love
and
turn-based
most of the
RPGs.
materials have been assembled. 3 key items are, however, still outstanding.
I wasn't kidding about the comparison I just made, because when she okay, so here's the thing with Kafka in Honkai Star Rail, for those that don't know. She, for some reason, the voice delivery of the actress that plays her gives her like a seductive tone of voice, like in the weirdest timing. And then when she talks normally, she sounds boring. So when she sounds boring, it really takes the player out of the game. But also the seductive voice, like, where the fuck is that coming from? Like, it's a character that has questionable line delivery.
They are as follows.
Noir.
Sunset
here.
Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Come here. poke.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other two.
Only sufficiently large pieces of plostrite,
Plostrite?
specifically vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber.
So the vermilionite will cause the Jade Chamber to float. Yes. It floats. I need to watch the It films, but I've seen clips of the miniseries. And, Tim Curry was good in that. As over the top as he can be sometimes. But again, he's Tim fucking Curry.
Adepti sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find. And in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question.
What is what the... I'm sorry that... Whenever I hear Ningguang talk, it does remind me a bit of Kafka from Honkai.
You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer.
These things won't be easy
Oh,
to
shit.
get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes
All right.
the market.
Go.
What a coincidence. I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but I have some business to do.
No. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
Oh, God.
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested? Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business!
Paimon. Want to know how to Paimon wants to know how to run a business. With her voice, she would drive away customers. So, fuck that.
Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again!
Oh, we'll probably be sure tomorrow if she doesn't shut her fucking mouth.
Of course. But how much information I share with
Look,
you
I know I'm
depends
taking the
on your
piss out of
preferences.
Paimon with this, but she really is the most annoying character in this
The
game.
construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you do arrive, please seek out my secretary. Remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you. Do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we'd better get going. First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private, and we can get down to brass tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Ah, don't be like that. Hey, come on, don't go! Why don't you stand there after her?
Oh, right, yeah.
Who's this? Who's this lady that's introduced? After her? Why the fuck are they walking?
That? They said they had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
Do we have to be sneaky like Solid Snake? Maybe not. Sorry, I couldn't resist making fun of... Look, I do like Metal Gear when it's really good.
They're not here.
I just don't love everything about Metal Gear. Okay.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? Nowhere left to run.
This seems kind of like, this seems a little predatory-ish. Maybe that wasn't the point, but still. Is she gonna kick them in the balls?
Don't worry, we're not bad guys. You give us some mora, we give you a little info. Everybody's a winner.
Bullshit.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
She probably might have the capacity to slap the bitch out of you.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
I've already told you, I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Yep.
Come on, ma'am.
She probably has the capability of smacking the bitch out of these two.
It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing it over and nobody getting hurt.
I won't.
No more excuses! I know you have money. I saw you. Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a table full of food, and only taking a few bites. Then Shinyu at kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. You order all the signature dishes, take a few bites,
Why is
and
that?
you're on your way again. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare change, huh?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not
Yeah, the cowardly one seems to be a lot more,
all the better.
smarter than...
She's worth.
Oh, you again.
Millilith. What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this? You ought to mind your own business. I swear.
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
No, don't be angry, sir. Please, let me explain.
The Millilith takes away the hooligans who are surrounding the young lady with white hair. Thank you for letting me read that game.
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, Shenhe, that's her name.
So your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is... well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
issue before. Thank you for helping to
Yes, we
defuse
all
the
know Paimon is
situation.
Paimon. Jeez.
I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times is all it would have taken to get him to surrender.
Oh, so she is capable of kicking ass. Okay.
You can't do that. That's way too violent.
Oh, let her! Let her! Don't be a pussy!
This is Lila Harbor. There are laws against that kind of stuff, you know.
Laws? No. Apparently not.
Really? So how exactly have you...
What was that noise?
That would be my stomach growling. I haven't eaten enough.
She's so honest. Wait, that's right. They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this and that and the other, but only took a small bite of each dish. Then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular you're hungry for?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals. Medicinal herbs?
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Booba Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big medicinal meal. After all, you can't work on an empty stomach.
Well, no shit.
Do you think Shenhe might be an adeptus?
Ash?
Seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here. If she is an adeptus, that would explain everything. Where does she fit in with the other adepti, though? I'm super curious.
Are you here to buy some herbs? I do hope you brought your prescription.
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything we have in stock.
Thank you.
She's really eating them.
My hunger has now abated. Thank you. Rather awful.
Then why the fuck did you... What? Why the fuck did you... If you were hungry for fucking medicinal herbs, then why the fuck did you... Honestly, the only way I could think this would make any fucking sense if she became pregnant, because it is well known that women, have particular cravings when they become pregnant or in the early stages of pregnancy. That whole shtick. I'm just going to assume she's not, but I'm going to assume she's not because this is a fantasy world, but that is some of the weirdest fucking thing regarding food cravings. So, oh my god. This game will throw some what the fuck moments. This is the latest one. I think the last time I was like, what the fuck, was Chi-Chi, who's a zombie. She doesn't look like a zombie. Why does she look normal, even though she's a zombie? Don't know. Yeah, that. And of course, Yanar, with how suggestive some of her fucking dialogue was. Okay.
Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance, after consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you know what? Kind of like this. I mean, red wine does taste good, but after a while, yeah, it kind of starts to taste a little bitter.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food and eat it all in one go.
Oh my god.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains. That proves it. Paimon knew she was an adeptus.
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the Rebuild the Jade Chamber competition! And now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win!
And here I thought it was done with how dialogue heavy Leeway is. Because I'm still in Leeway.
Were you interested in the contest too, Shenhe?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Then let's not delay. I have a plan.
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever!
Look, I know Breath of the Wild inspired this game, but why do I get the feeling Paimon was like inspired by Navi?
I am not
Holy
sure whether
shit.
or to what extent this plan can be classified as awesome.
Okay, look, I'll give the
do,
game
however,
this.
believe it will
At
be
least
highly
Paimon's not like Fly, who was holding the player's fucking hand early on to the point that I just got annoyed.
We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. Then, we alone shall become the victors.
And no joke, Phi was the reason I put down Skyward Sword early on. Like, I got past, I want to say 2 dungeons. After the 3rd one, I just couldn't fucking bother.
Vito! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Course, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top of the list and work down. So, for Plostrite...
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So, it's you.
Bashu? What are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
It's his voice.
How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound dressing all of a sudden?
I'm not too sure.
Wound dress?
I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Maybe for its first aid on site? I didn't ask, though. Far be it from me to pry into my customers' personal affairs. Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work by any chance?
No. We've got other stuff to do. While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever heard of something called Sunset Vermilionite?
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the 7 Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rises up all the way into the clouds. It's very rare indeed. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun Commerce Guild would know far more about this than I do.
Okay then, let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce Guild. Thanks, Baiju.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And if there's anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your voice?
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders in recently. Everyone's been completely caught off guard. Your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help out if I happen to see you.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can breathe a sigh of relief.
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on? And how, pray tell, may I be of service?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well? Do you mean...
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite, but only one piece. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction, and a lot of interested parties have already come to us inquiring about the price. At the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500 million mora.
500 million?!
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it's just not
Well,
worth
no
it.
fucking shit.
But without any Sunset Vermilionite...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Who?
Oh, Sea Gazer was once very close to Mount.
Oh my god.
If I am not mistaken, he has already passed away. Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds.
This,
Sea Gazer was
yeah,
built in a
my
ghost
friend
city
Renee Crossfire was not fucking kidding about Leeway being really chatty compared to Mondstadt.
Sunset Vermilionite. After Sea Gazer passed, the abode was
I know I
abandoned.
said that last
Its location was
session
lost to
at
time.
Genshin Impact, but again, I gotta stress this, like,
Luckily, I came into possession of a group of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
That's great! But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, you know, disrespectful? With him being an Adeptus?
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Even while he was alive, he wouldn't have let something like this bother him. Open-minded? I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before. May I ask where you read that? Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go. There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms.
likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long. So please, be very careful.
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Shincho.
Okay. I don't know why it does that.
A reward on the road.
How? Okay.
Let's see. Shincho said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there?
Oh, what?
What? Weren't we at a waterfall just now? How did we suddenly end up here?
Hold on. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I thought I was hearing my brother like throwing up or something. So I was just trying to make. I was just making sure he was doing okay.
Oh, so many.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset vermilionite we're looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see! Huh? Isn't that the Sealy from before? Look, it's gone and snuck beneath the clouds. And now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees here don't seem complete. Oh, could there be something below the clouds?
These are not real clouds. They are the product of an Adepti art used for spatial partitioning. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
All right, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where they are hiding, so we'd better be careful.
Okay.
It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this?
Many happy returns!
By ordinance divine! Transfiguration! The core of the mechanism is exposed. Now's our chance.
Okay.
Whoa! We're gonna fall! Is everyone okay? Look! Basileus disappeared beneath the clouds again!
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
Up to it, Montai!
My will embodied! Do your master's bidding! Manifest! In your dreams!
Steady as stone, as a dutiful maid would.
Transfiguration! Obey!
Disappear! Many happy returns!
Manifest! Cryo incarnate!
in for a little shock. Try not to enjoy this too much.
Take your true form.
Mighty mythical beast! Alley-oop!
As a good knight should. I must leave no stone unturned.
Windblade!
Manifest. Do your master's bidding.
I missed a spot.
Disappear!
That's going back in the wash.
Unleash. Transfiguration.
It was my honor to serve you.
Windblade!
Fuck!
Hey, what gives?
Dude, fuck off with your bullshit.
Obey. You will regret this. Unleash. Cryo incarnate. Oh.
Dude, what the fuck?
Forget about me. Just go. Windblade! Disappear!
Don't be such a brute. Let's spark things up a little.
Come on, don't let me fight any more enemies. Okay, good.
Look, over there! Could that be the sunset vermilionite? Is this it? Is this the sunset vermilionite? It's so huge! That's true, but then again, why isn't it floating?
Plaustrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plaustrite reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm and ascending up into the heavens.
Wow, Shenhe. You seem to know everything about this.
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and start telling story after story. I don't care for her stories most of the time.
Oh shit.
I certainly didn't expect them to ever come in handy like this.
Sorry about that. My cat threw up. So I had to clean up his mess.
Hold on a sec. Paimon just realized something. If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, we'll be dragged up into the sky too! But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it? This rock must weigh well over 1,000 pounds, surely!
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure? Be careful!
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a plaustrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged. My safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything, but if something this heavy lands on you, you're gonna get yourself hurt, no matter who you are. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects. It's just common sense.
is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the Plostrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Adepti super strength.
It would be nice if we could see it happen.
Let's go meet her at the building site.
Okay, after this, I'm gonna switch to Final Doom.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
What kind of light delivery was it? Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's got to be one of those adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more bountiful salary.
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. Congratulations! This item is approved for submission. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take your name?
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhe and Ningguang's little helper.
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. The rarest talent turns in the rarest Plostrite specimen. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary, what do you think of the rock we found? Pretty amazing, right?
In truth, it is the finest piece of Plostrite we have received so far. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will enable us to proceed to the next stage of construction. As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest, you are welcome to stay there. Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the building site.
Shenhe, Shenhe, just now on the way over, pretty much everyone was singing your praises.
Oh, really?
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Aren't you happy about it? Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold their head up high and break into a big smug smile.
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an Adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how Adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhe?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right?
No.
Oh shit. Whoops.
I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out in the wild on your own. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. Alright? Seriously, don't punish yourself like this.
Okay. If you insist.
Great! Now we're talking. talking. Let's head to our hotel.
Okay, after this, I'm probably gonna call it for now on this.
Hi there! Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have 2 rooms left. Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. Visitors, business people, tea sellers, all sorts. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies. You're lucky you got here when you did.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just through the door on the left. Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before. Let's buy one for Shenhe too. She can have it as a midnight snack, or save it for breakfast tomorrow.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door. See you tomorrow.
Hey, isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Can I just...
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good. Yeah. So, you know Shenhe too, Cloud Retainer?
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Shen who? It's Shenhe. How the fuck did they... Okay, again, name pronunciations sometimes are inconsistent.
Cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking maybe it'd be better if we called her by her Adeptus name instead.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Shit. How the fuck did they mispronounce her fucking name?
Special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Shenhe?
Oh, right. What? You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Do you mean to say that she presents
Is it raining in the game right now?
ordinary human beings?
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are extremely direct.
Ah, yes.
Doesn't look like it's raining. Seriously, my main character looks like he's profusely sweating.
She has not changed.
Ouch.
One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, one entered immediately to inspect the scene. Inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, She had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally, and are highly reliant on their parents for survival. But not so her. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born. One dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard.
I want to find a good stopping point, but man, this game does not want to let me go.
To strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent. She then passed out without uttering a single word.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stalemate continued, one suspects that Shenhe may have still emerged the victor of the confrontation.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her. Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti cherished her talents, and so we were willing to train her. However, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger this poses, that her soul must be bound with red ropes to keep her homicidal instinct at bay. The red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps the red ropes are so powerful that they have suppressed some of her other emotions as well. It is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you, and take good care of her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhe because you were worried about her, didn't you?
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion? Incorrect. The truth is that while Liyue Harbor may seem peaceful today, danger is always lurking in the shadows. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming storm. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she does not, the Adepti shall not hesitate to seize control. Let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night is approaching. Be sure to get ample rest.
Okay, can I?
So,
Oh.
Shenhe isn't an Adeptus after all. She just grew up around the Adepti. Oh, no wonder she doesn't like being treated as an Adeptus. Having everyone falling over themselves to show their respect all the time must be kind of hard to deal with.
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it?
Oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is very talkative.
So was the ending of the Leeway arc plus this.
Shenhua, Paimon had you down as an adeptus this whole time, but it turns out Paimon was wrong.
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend. For this, I am very grateful indeed.
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend. Whether you're an adeptus or a human isn't the important thing. First and foremost, we're just plain old friends.
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title Friend very much indeed.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going. After all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any. If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly. Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhua. Try it! They're so good.
I concur.
Whoops. Shit. So, is Shenhe in our party now? No, what the fuck? All right. All right. So that's going to do it for Genshin Impact for now. And good God, this game can get really fucking chatty around this point. Because I was just, I mean, I want to say half the time I was just listening to dialogue, and it's just like, I'm sorry. Like, it's a pet peeve of mine. When a game takes away gameplay because it wants to have a shit ton of dialogue, it just kind of takes me out of the gaming experience. I'm not saying that games need to have less dialogue. In fact, I welcome dialogue. It's just that there needs to be a balance, is what I'm saying. Like, games that excessively spout dialogue, you know, do test my patience. And, you know, I mean, look, games like Metal Gear Solid 2 and Xenogears are to blame for why I have this pet peeve of mine with gaming. Because with Metal Gear Solid 2, the game really likes its codec calls, and I thought usually every time it fucking happens, I just want to play the game. It feels like the story, the gameplay gets interrupted because the game wants to keep on chatting. Xenogears on the other hand, when the game starts having dialogue, those scenes of dialogue can last, on average, I want to say 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes at least, to like a half hour or more at most, depending on what goes on in the scene. I mean, there are scenes in Xenogears that just go on and on and on and on with dialogue, and I feel, and at times when I was playing that game, I was like, man, I just want to start taking control of the game. Like, look, I'm fortunate Xenogears is a fascinating story, but holy fucking shit, game, shut the fuck up and let me play. This game shot up on dialogue. Or, excuse me, the amount of dialogue shot up. S-H-O-T, not S-H-U-T. I didn't say shut up. I said, okay, the amount of dialogue spiked up as of lately where I'm at. And I was warned ahead of time about that. And, only a few times prior to the leeway, the end of the leeway arc and then, the interlude, have I dealt with a good amount of dialogue. I mean, when I first met Jean Lee, yeah, his introductory scene was really fucking chatty. But again, that's because he had exposition. I didn't mind that. It's this point where the dialogue is just ramped up. I'm like, oh my god. Like, let's go. It's kind of how I felt. So, and Paimon's still annoying. Anyway, I'm gonna proceed and switch into Final Doom. So let me go just do that real quick. I'll get back to Resident Evil 6, but I'm gonna have to do that tomorrow morning. And also, I should get back to Squirrel with a Gun. So yeah. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Until next time, take care.